Hi, so welcome back to my channel. This is my channel, Blooms and Leaves. My name is Steph, and today is a hot one, if you could tell. And I am trying to be out here before the scorching sun gets all of my plants. I am deep watering a couple of my beds. Not all of my beds are hooked up to drip, the water drip, so I'm just hooking up the hose to a couple of them right now that are on a drip, just getting them deep soaked. And then there are some beds that I do need to hand water. I'm gonna try to do my best with some of the ones that just look like they're droopy. Sorry, everyone is out trying to beat the heat. We're in record-breaking heat this week. I believe my husband said today, I'm filming this on March 17th, St. Patrick's Day, growing in California, and today is like record-breaking for the last like 50 years, how hot it's gonna be today. So I want to get all of my greens. We're gonna have that for dinner with our corned beef and cabbage, but I want to get all the greens for our salad. So, and plus they're all going to be hitting the sun this week. It's going to even get hotter in the next coming days. So shade cloths are going up. Things are being, my seedlings that are not in the ground are going underneath the gazebo, and anything that I can try to save, I'm going to right now as fast as I can, because I'm already sweating. It's hot. It's a hot one. So I'm gonna just show you what I'm doing. I'll check back in a little bit, see how far I got, but there are still there's some seedlings that I need to start planting out. They're already growing flowers on some of my tomatoes. I'm just, gosh, I always feel like I'm behind because Mother Nature, the weather, the sun, the earth, everything just keeps, she's just throwing you off. She's like, oh, what? You think it's going to be done with the heat? Oh, what? Done with the cold? No. And then all of a sudden, here we are, heat. So, yeah. So, further ado, let me show you what I'm going to do today. And here are all the greens I was able to harvest from that growing tower. And then I did go inside and wash up, chopped up all of the greens and any of the stems, any of the parts of the greens that looked like it got bitten by the bugs. I just went and just chopped them up and placed them in our compost bin. And since I garden in containers as well, I did want to give all of my plants in containers a good deep soak of water. Just because of this record-breaking heat, I thought we would have at least a little bit more cooler temps, since we know we haven't officially hit spring, but California is being silly with the heat already. So I'm going around to all my containers, making sure I'm giving them a deep soak. And I tend to always try to water at the base of the plant in the container, and also trying to go all around. Sometimes you can see runoffs if you're constantly only hitting the hose on one part of the plant container, and then that will just provide like more of like a dip, and then you'll see more runoff. So I do try to go around the whole base of the plant. And then I do mulch with straw. Those plants I just haven't gotten to because I was planting bulbs and the birds got to the straw. It's just been a mess with the birds. But here are 3 containers that I have recently put in peppers, basil, tomato plants in them. And so I am just making sure I give them all a deep soak of water, just especially right now with this record-breaking heat that we're getting. I just want to make sure, especially because they are very little seedlings still, so they have not really been outside that long, maybe about a week or 2, and not the protection of me placing them in the greenhouse or placing them in the gazebo where there's protected shade and some light. But they were now being directly in the sun. I thought we would just have more cooler temps. I don't know what's going on. But I am trying to at least hit all my containers with some water today, and actually probably every day this whole week. I do have in these 3 containers, I do have like a supplement water. So I either have an Oya in one of the containers, or one where there is like either like a bottle of water that's upside down and it drips into the container. I do use the Oyas, I think that's how you say it. It is a terracotta pot that is not glazed on the outside, so then water can seep through the pores of the terracotta pot. So I do have those in each one of these, and so it does slowly drain water into the container and provides water. Here is an update on our greenhouse. Right now it is currently 100. So yes. Was it crazy to get a greenhouse in California? Probably. Maybe not. I don't know. But this heat wave coming in is hot. So our shade cloth for the greenhouse comes tomorrow. So that we will put up. I do have all heat mats and lights, everything off in here. I am going to take these 2 trays out and put them in our gazebo. It's a lot cooler in there. But yeah, so I have coleus and a couple dwarf tomatoes still there. And then this is a mix of flowers, peppers, and tomatoes. But these, yeah, it's just too hot in here. I'm going to just bring everything out to the gazebo where I have already placed all my other seedlings in, just to give them a cooling down. Poor guys. Even the basil was looking a bit droopy. Yeah, it's a lot. They only have they're in these still little seed trays, so it's just way too hot right now to plant. Myself haven't even got acclimated back to the heat. So let me just move those trays, and then I'll show you what my next project is for trying to combat this heat and trying to save my poor little seedlings. I'm probably just going to spend the rest of my day under the gazebo and up potting. I have quite a bit of flowers I need to up pot. These are overseeded foxglove. There's a foxglove mix and a foxglove flora blend. So both of them are a mix. I'm not too sure. Foxgloves are biannual, so they grow all their foliage in the first year, and then they will bloom in the second year. I have to see the seed packets on both of these. I thought one of them at least was flowering this year, but as you can tell, I need to separate because I overseeded them. I didn't have much luck last year, so I did go a little heavy-handed on the seeds this year with them, and I think that everything went really well this year with them, so I'm very happy. But I have these. I have some snapdragons that I need to separate and pot up. These are looking super leggy. I need to pinch the tops so they can start branching out instead of being that very tall and slender, no branches on the side, and that means no flowers. So I am going to pinch the top, so then that will send a signal to the plant to start branching out, and then that will produce more blooms. So I'm going to probably just work on separating and potting up both of these seedlings, and I think everything will probably stay in the gazebo at least until it cools off, and then I'm going to put them back in the greenhouse for overnight. It's just because they're not in the ground, and we do have some critters around here, squirrels. We saw a possum. I just don't want them going through any of the seedlings wanting to eat them. So we are going to at least protect them as much as I can while they're little seedlings. So thank you so much for joining me of just what I'm doing in my garden. Thank you so much for watching me here at my channel, Blooms and Leaves. Until next time, bye.